Hello, and welcome to Humberview Talks. Today we are going to talk about racism. Racism still goes on today in the 21st century. Many people nowadays have experienced racism. We have superiority of one race over another, which leads to discrimination and prejudice towards people based on their race or ethnicity. The word racist gets thrown around a lot these days. For example, if a student is chosen over another one, the student who wasn't chosen may call the teacher racist, even when the teacher isn't racist, just because they weren't chosen. Racial discrimination can be seen in many novels, such as Othello and As Long as the Rivers Flow. In Othello, Shakespeare is clearly portraying Othello's race as setting him apart from everybody. Racism is shown in Othello when Iago wakes up Brabantio with a racist slur about the Moor, and he's telling Brabantio about the wedding. Later in the novel, Brabantio says that his house is not a farm, alluding to the Moor, and Iago says that Desdemona is sleeping with a Barbary horse. When Iago talks about the Barbary horse, he is referring to the famous horses of Arab. He is also associating him with barbarian and also savagery. Racial discrimination can also be shown in As Long as the Rivers Flow. It is shown when Indigenous children were sent to residential schools just because they spoke another language, they supported another religion, and they were a different color skin. A real-world situation that happened with racism was many years ago when people who were black were sold as slaves and treated horribly and abused just because they were a different color. And that is not right, because everyone is equal. We should not be treated differently. Another huge event was segregation, in which people of color had different washrooms, had to drink from different water fountains, and had to sit at the back of the bus. It also came to colored people having to go to different schools. One of the best quotes about racial discrimination is, "I refuse to accept the view that mankind is so tragically bound to the starless midnight of racism and war, that the bright daybreak of peace and the brotherhood can never become a reality. I believe that unarmed truth and unconditional love will have the final word." Martin Luther King. I think that Martin Luther King was trying to say that one day racial discrimination will be abolished because love and unarmed truth will be above it.